Okay, so have you ever heard of Wuppertal?
Wuppertal
Yeah, Wuppertal, Germany.
rings a bell, vaguely. Isn't that where they,
Exactly. It's not exactly a global hotspot, right? But hold on, because this place, this Wuppertal, just became the center of, well, the most wonderfully weird news story.
oh, I do love a good weird news story. Lay it on me.
So picture this. We're
Hmm.
talking model trains, like a whole exhibition dedicated to the art of miniature locomotives. Sounds quaint, right?
Right up my alley. Nothing wrong with a bit of old school charm in this digital age.
Exactly. But here's the thing. This wasn't just any model train exhibition. This thing, and we're getting this straight from the Wuppertal, get this, Yellow Press, went completely gloriously off the rails.
Off the rails, how so? Did they have a runaway Thomas the Tank Engine?
Funnier than that, they were expecting, your typical model train enthusiast crowd, a niche group, but suddenly, bam, thousands of people are descending upon this unsuspecting town, traffic jams stretching for kilometers, all for a glimpse of these tiny trains.
Wow, that's a lot of train enthusiasts.
Right. It's like the world collectively decided to embrace their inner child, which honestly, kind of heartwarming in a way.
It does make you wonder, though, what is it about miniatures that draws us in? It's like we're hardwired to find these tiny, meticulously crafted worlds fascinating.
It's true, and it's not just model trains either, right? We're seeing a resurgence of all sorts of analog hobbies, board games, knitting, model building, you name it.
There's something so tactile, so grounding about these activities.
Mm.
A welcome antidote to our always-on digital lives, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And, for our listeners out there, I bet a lot of you can relate to that. It's like we're constantly bombarded with information, with screens, with noise, and then you get to just focus on, like, putting together a tiny, perfect model train set.
It's almost meditative, isn't it? And there's the satisfaction of creation, of building something with your own two hands.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, it speaks to something deeper. A longing for a simpler time, a connection to something tangible in an increasingly virtual world.
A yearning for the concrete, for sure. It's like the Beanie Baby craze. But instead of plush toys, it's painstakingly detailed replicas of steam engines.
Okay, hold on though, because this whole Wuppertal saga takes an even wilder turn. Remember how we said this model train exhibition went off the rails?
Oh, I'm all ears. Did they break a world record for longest miniature track?
Even better. The trains, all of them, vanished.
Vanished.
Poof! Gone. Not just misplaced, like straight up disappeared.
Now that's a head scratcher. Where do they go?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Eyewitnesses described these, quote, miniature railroad ghosts making off with them.
Miniature railroad ghost. Sound like someone's been hitting the glue in a little early.
Right. And the yellow press, bless their hearts, even made an Ant-Man comparison, which I'll admit I chuckled.
I mean, it's a tempting image, isn't it? Tiny heist artists making off with their loot.
But realistically, we're probably talking about a more mundane explanation.
Right. Likely a theft, maybe an elaborate prank, or who knows, maybe a publicity stunt gone rogue.
It wouldn't be the first time a disappearing object captured the public imagination. Think of the Mona Lisa or that whole Gardner Museum heist.
Well, exactly. The mystery itself becomes part of the story, adding to the allure.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. So, WUMILA, that's the name of this exhibition, they lose every single one of their trains. And somehow, they make a fortune.
A fortune? How does that even...
Right. According to the Yellow Press, they made enough money to stay closed for the next decade.
Talk about a silver lining. But how? Was there some kind of insurance policy on those runaway trains?
Better than that, it seems the whole situation went viral, like global news. People couldn't get enough of this disappearing train caper.
Ah, the Streisand effect in action. Sometimes there's no such thing as bad publicity. Remember that Museum of the Burn? Started from the ashes of a festival, went viral, and now it's an actual tourist attraction.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, is this the future of event planning? Embrace the chaos, let the trains vanish metaphorically, and watch the crowds roll in.
Well, I wouldn't recommend making losing your exhibits part of the business model, but it's certainly a lesson in unexpected consequences.
And speaking of unexpected consequences, Wuppertal is now considering using these, shall we say, ill-gotten train profits to create, wait for it, a model train-based public transport system.
They're building a mini metro.
That's the plan. And look, I love a good ambitious project as much as the next person, but
Yeah.
this feels like a whole new level of,
Ambition.
let's go with optimistic.
I mean, it's not entirely unprecedented. There are miniature railway systems around the world. Some purely for fun, of course, but others surprisingly functional.
Right, like that one in Germany. Hold on, it'll come to me. But yeah, people actually ride those things. I guess it's eco-friendly novelty factor.
All of that for sure.
Yeah.
But scaling up to a full-blown public transport system, that's where things get tricky. Logistics, safety, inclement weather, a light drizzle could derail your entire commute.
And let's not forget passenger capacity. Would you need like a thimble for luggage?
These are all valid points, and it highlights the importance of approaching such a project with a balance of whimsy and, well, a healthy dose of pragmatism.
Exactly. So what if we learn from this whirlwind tour of Wuppertal and its vanishing train saga? Maybe it's a reminder that even the most unexpected events can reveal something about ourselves, our relationship with technology, our need for connection, our fascination with the delightfully bizarre.
And perhaps, just perhaps, it's a testament to the power of a good story.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And for our listeners, we leave you with this. If you were designing Wuppertal's miniature metro system, what would it look like? Would it weave through bookshelves, zip across kitchen tables? Let us know your most imaginative and logistical sound ideas.